I'm David, and this is David Talks.
And I'm Dave. I'm back on David Talks.
All right, listen, this is what I want to get into, the diaper wars. So, the diaper war goes out to management. I was taking a shower the other day, just got in the shower, the water started turning cold, so I had to, really quickly put soap on my head, in the places that matter the most, right? And and wash those areas really, really quick, and the water got really cold.
In your building?
Yes, in my building.
Crazy.
So this goes out to management or any management that doesn't notify the tenants to let them know that they're going to turn the hot water off. And I know that they probably are emergency situations where they got to do it right away.
Yeah.
But I think it's important, you send people around. I've worked for management before, and what we do is we'll knock on doors if we have to. We'll mass produce a bunch of notifications to inform people, to let people know, because you don't know what they got to do. And I'm accustomed to taking a shower in the morning. So
That's crazy.
yeah, so I'm
The winter too.
Exactly. And I don't even want to get into how the heating system is designed. What? No, the heating system is if you don't have the heat on during the night, if you try to put it on during the day, it takes about 9 hours to get hot.
Doesn't it ever get too hot though for you?
No, it does get too hot.
Really?
And then I could crack the window, and I understand. Yes, people around the world don't necessarily have heat, and I sympathize with that, and I understand that, and I wish I could do something. That definitely is another story. We'll talk about it another time.
I see a post like that. It was like, I like Central Air. Central Air is cool, but boy, do I miss that project.
Hey,
sometimes they be having it right, but I guess sometimes they having it wrong. I don't know, but yeah, Central Air be messing up, man. They gotta figure this stuff out.
You gotta wash all that soap. If you can't have soap, you're just walking around the streets, you be itching, and that's just something.
Yo, we gotta do meme of the day, man. You just reminded me of something.
Meme of the day, what?
I just read a meme that was crazy.
Okay.
It was
meme of the day. That sounds good. Like what?
All right, so this girl. It shows a picture of this girl shopping for soap.
Okay.
For her hair, I guess soap and then shampoo.
Right.
And it shows 2-in-1 shampoo, conditioner for a girl, which most women or dudes that really take care of their hair don't do.
Right.
They'll do shampoo and conditioner.
Right.
And then it showed a picture of a man shopping, and it showed 7-in-1. It showed shampoo, conditioner, hand soap, dishwasher. It's just that's the meme of the day, because it's just trying to say basically, men just buy one thing for everything.
Hey, you know what? Maybe I need to invest in some of that. I don't particularly think it's one is good for the other. I guess we got spoiled because we used to just use soap for everything.
Right.
But now if you use soap for your hair, it dries your scalp.
Yeah. Nah, I'm different. I have specific conditioners for certain days, and if I'm gonna go out or if I'm gonna just leave it in, I don't know. I'm a little all over the place.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Meme of the day sounds good. However, I'm going to give 5 diapers to the management for not informing me, letting me know that you're going to turn off the hot water. And I was stuck. I barely made it. And sometimes it gets a little too cold. You can barely stand it. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to catch cold, especially in the wintertime. What about you? You got your diaper water?
Yes.
What you got?
All right, so I go to the movies, right?
Yeah.
I like to go to the movies a lot, often.
Right.
I like to see movies in the theater. Not to say as much as far as a ritual, but I enjoy the movie going experience.
All right.
So I went to the movies to see a movie called it's the Shining sequel. It's the Dr. Sleep.
Oh yeah, I heard of it.
Right, and I suggest whether you like The Shining or not, you guys go see the movie. I'm not gonna say if it's good or not. I suggest you see the movie.
Okay, maybe.
It might not be your type of movie, but
all right.
I think in the movie and experiencing it's definitely a fun thing. Alright, so I get my popcorn, I get my candy from Five Below, get mad candy. That's the trick, man. That's the trick. And I go in the movie theater and I sit down. I get my popcorn. I'm just chilling, and all of a sudden, I see a flashlight go on my clothes. I'm like, what the heck?
Right.
I turn to the right of me and I see this guy yo, excuse me, are you in the right seat? And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Like, that's so unprofessional to me. It was embarrassing and it was annoying. I'm just like, what are you doing? So I'm like, yeah, this is my seat. I think I know where my seat is.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was a race thing or a young thing or what I was wearing, but he was kind of looking at me like, yeah, all right, let me see your ticket.
Okay.
And like the rebellion in me was kind of like, I don't even want to show you my ticket. I kind of want to make a fuss. But I'm like, just like my movies being interrupted, I don't want to interrupt everybody else's movie.
That's good shit, right?
So I take out the ticket, and I'm showing the dude. He's like, oh, he tells the woman next to him, like, yeah, he's in the right seat. And then he goes to see, can I see your ticket? And she's in the wrong row. So instead of her talking to me, she went and got, you know, one of the staff to come talk to me. And instead of really looking at her ticket, you know, it's just so.
Wow.
Both of them get 5 diapers. I don't know, the staff and the woman, man.
I think, yes, absolutely. I'm gonna give. You know what? I'm not gonna give 5 diapers to her.
Yeah.
I'm certainly gonna give 5 diapers to
him.
Usher.
Right.
Absolutely. He should have checked her ticket and say, hey miss, let me see where you're sitting at. That is professional and that's courtesy.
Yeah.
And you know, and I don't think it's too common. And first of all, I think that he should have took some time out just to look at the ticket even before you walk into the theater.
I mean,
it's so dark.
Because it was almost like she said, yeah, him, because obviously how else would he have known where the seat was? You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that's why she gets it. Because she, instead of her saying, hey, are you in my seat? I guess she wanted to avoid confrontation or whatever. She just went and said, yeah, him, and he went straight to me instead of checking. So, I mean, that's why I think they both get 5. Nah, they get I think she gets 4 diapers, he'll get 5.
I'm saying he definitely gets 5 diapers. He should have definitely said, let me see a ticket, ma'am. He shouldn't have taken it so personal.
Yeah.
It was like he knows the lady or something. Like,
that's how I be feeling.
Who's sitting in your seat? Let me go take care of this.
With his flashlight and all that. I was just like, yo,
Wow.
what's going on here? But yeah, I'm not going to say what movie theater it was. All in all, the movie was great.
Really?
And
Okay. All right.
I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to do that today.
So, if Usher, or whomever you are, whoever your title is, you know, I would suggest that you reconsider how you do things in general. I mean, because if you're doing things like this at your workplace where you make your money, maybe you need to reconsider and re-examine the way you do things in everyday life.
It's really not that serious either, you know what I'm saying? And then I think he could have went about it different ways. So doing the whole flashlight
on.
like,
Try to put the
crazy.
fear. You got a little authority, you don't know how to act. Oh my God.
What was cool about it though, and that's all right, I'm gonna say the movie theater. It was like Atlas Mall in Queens.
Okay.
The cool thing about that movie theater is I went to see Dr. Sleep, and within the movie theater, it was 2 girls dressed as like the twins.
Yeah.
And they were just standing there in the aisle, and it was kind of creepy. I was like, oh yeah,
Really?
that's cool. Yeah. I'm just like that. Cosplay in the movie theater, that's cool. Like I like that.
You know, people get dressed up. They want to scare people, I guess.
And there were 2 little girls. So I'm like,
strange.
I don't see those 2 little girls coming to the movie theater with the. If you guys seen The Shining, you know what I'm talking about. You'll probably appreciate the way I do. It was a little strange, but it was still cool because it was like, wow.
By the way, definitely not my kind of movie. I'm not into horrors and all that.
Well, that's the thing. It's a horror, but it's more like a drama or like even a fantasy. It's very like it's not really genre. You can't really put it into any one genre.
Right.
There's certain parts about the movie is more action than others. Like it's just a little weird, but it's definitely a lot of beautiful shots in the movie. It was really good. I liked it a lot. I liked it better than The Shining, and The Shining is one of my favorite horror movies.
Interesting. Okay. Well, you know what? I want to get into, and I'm not going to give I wanted to originally give a diaper award to females that expect for males to pay for the date that they go on initially. I was going to do that, but instead I'm going to ask you, what do you think about that 2019 where men and women both work?
Yeah.
And I know like, 60 so years ago, you know, men worked and women usually didn't work, and they were in the homes. In the way the society had it set up, whereas the man goes out, works and brings money home, and the woman cleans the house.
Right.
So you think that on a first date, or what do you think should a man just be, because I find that women assume that men should be the ones to pay for at least the first date in the date. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think it goes beyond just assuming. I think it's pressure. I think it's almost like if I don't do this, then I'm looked at as a bad person or a bad guest. Or
as a man?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's more than just expected. It's more like it's not more than it's expected. And even now, with as much progression as we've gone, the double standard is definitely still there.
Still there, right?
Yeah. How I feel about it is, like, realistically, that conversation isn't gonna be had between people going on first date. Like, do we split the bill? I think we are at a time where, whether it be a woman or a man, they take that initiative to say, yo, I got this bill, I got it this time, or I got my portion, or I have half of the bill. I don't think that conversation should be that taboo. But yeah, I could definitely see a girl actually paying for the first meal.
I've definitely, well, I can tell you this. I've definitely been on dates where a woman surprisingly did pay for the first date. And I was perfectly fine with it because I don't think anything's wrong with it.
No, I don't think
in fact, I feel good about it.
Right.
And it wasn't. I didn't feel that pressure. It was like a very comfortable.
Well, sometimes it doesn't just go from. Sometimes it isn't just a woman that's like, I'm definitely getting my food paid for. Sometimes a lot of dudes are like, no, I would never have a woman pay for my food. I think it goes both ways.
Well, yeah, because I've heard men say, "Oh, a man, takes care of the finances," and I could respect that. I could respect that people, I would say, have the right to feel however they feel. If that's how you feel. I just think that it gets to a point though where you may enable a woman to live out her full potential of her accomplishments.
Right.
You never know what she may decide, she wants to do it. In fact, I think once you take on that role, it's almost like you're taken away from her. You know what I mean? Like, she don't have a choice in the matter. And vice versa, don't get me wrong. I've been in situations where, women are head of the household. And, I wouldn't say me particularly been in that situation, but I've definitely been around it. It's a real thing where, man, he stay home, the woman takes care of the bills, she's perfectly fine. But the point I'm making is it's usually a situation it's very controlling. And I'm definitely not saying, I would say it's safe to say that there are healthy relationships out there, vice versa, whether it's a woman paying bills or a man paying the bills. But I find that people really believe, but I think, do they really believe or they just broke?
Well, that's always the argument too. I mean, some people aren't broke and they're just really stingy with their money. But I think that's what the first date is supposed to establish. Habits and, certain things that you won't pick up over text or over social media or over the phone.
Right.
I think, you kind of get more of a feel of the other person, and I think that's what the purpose of the date is for. But it also goes to what the purpose of the date. Is it for a one-night thing? Is it for a full relationship? Or is it, I guess it depends on if you're trying to figure things out.
Okay. Well, let's say what these times now we have social media and we have different dating apps, and let's say if a man or a woman they're going out on dates, whether it's for whatever reason to find the right person that they're compatible with, let's just say that. Do you think it's fair? Because like if a man is paying for all these dates, financially that couldn't be wise. I think that if you're going on a date, I think it should be split down equally.
Well, I mean, I've seen now more than, I'm relatively younger, so I haven't really experienced a lot of the dates where the girl's like, you gotta pay.
Right.
I've been in a situation where it was kind of like I felt forced to pay, and it's like, what else I'm gonna do? Like, I ain't trying to wash the dishes.
But tell me this. No, that's funny. But tell me this. Internally, like, how did it really make you feel like about the situation or even about the person? How did you look at them when you felt like it's like, whoa, like it's on me, like I just gotta pay for this date, like I don't have no choice in the matter?
Well, I mean, I grew up in a society where it was kind of expected,
Right.
but before then, I was actually shown that a lot of women that I've dated actually want to pay for their portion, or have even offered, even if I said nah, I'm okay or we're okay. But when I was put in that position, it did make me feel that sense of entitlement, and it was a turnoff. It was like, okay, I don't know, even though it might not. Maybe it made me look a certain way, but I was just kind of like, man.
Well, I appreciate your honesty because I know there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be like, oh, well, not a lot of people. There's gonna be people in between that are gonna be like, well, that's not a real man, or whatever. Like, it's so funny how people classify what a real man is.
Right. Yeah, I mean that segues into a whole bigger conversation of what, what a man is. But to me, I'm a little bit more comfortable with who I am. In that sense, if you think, however you think of me based on me not paying your bill for the date, then that says more about you than me. So I'm a little bit more comfortable with that. But it does put you in an awkward position because somebody got to pay, right? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you can try to stonewall and wait till somebody, raises up.
Well, I think it's.
I got a counter question to that too.
What's that?
So it's all right. So let's say a group of friends take somebody out for their birthday.
Okay.
Should that birthday person pay for their own meal?
I think that the group should put in and pay for the meal for the birthday person. I do.
Yeah.
I think that's more than fair. I mean, someone's birthday comes along, and I think that everybody should return a favor when it's their birthday. It's like it's a celebration. It's like, hey, today's your birthday. We're gonna treat you.
Yo, 2 weeks ago.
What happened?
Like 3 weeks ago, we went out for my boy's birthday.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to pay for his meal.
Wow. Wow.
I ain't gonna lie, I was in shock because I don't know all of them like that. And it was just funny because he was just rambling.
Did he have money?
Yo, shout out to Dennis. I would say he did. He had money. He paid for his own stuff.
Dennis, man, happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
I'm sorry that even happened to you, man. Because if I was there, I would have definitely pitched in, but it was at least we would have pitched in.
Yeah. I mean,
he
didn't even let me. He was like, nah, He was, at that point, it was more of a pride thing, and I wasn't going to argue because I'm like, I ain't going to pay that extra money.
That's insane. I don't know you, Dennis, but bro,
but that did remind me of that.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with it. I think if you guys are taking your friends out, I mean, this actually has happened. I've seen this happen a numerous amount of times where people just don't,
I mean, I guess
they don't get the cake or something, or they order the cake but they don't pay for it. It's like, did anybody have this discussion?
I've seen. No, actually, I have seen different people. I remember this lady. She rented some space, place that I managed, and she paid for everything. Mm-hmm. And nobody pitched in to pay for her birthday. And I get it. I mean, somebody viewing this might say, "Well, it's her birthday. She knows what she wants." Right. And that's fine. She got what she wanted to get, and I guess that might be a little bit different, but I don't know. I know if I have it, I'm going to contribute. If someone has a party or a get together or something, I'm just gonna be like, here you go. I got it right now. Let me just give it to you, or whatever the case may be, to help out. And I know that everybody that's not always in that financial situation, I get it. People wish they were, so they could help out. So I would say, if your intention is good, it's great. But I think it was wrong. And I think, not for nothing, if they had the money, they ain't pay for his meal.
Nice. They always dress nice. You know what I mean?
If they had, I know they was dressed nice. If they had the money, they ain't pay for his meal. How much was the meal anyway?
You reminded me about, it was like, I think like 400 or something. But it was, everyone put their card in for their own meal. You know what I'm saying? They split it down the middle. But so I don't remember how many people were there. But let's say there were 8 people, right?
Right.
It was more than that. Let's say it was 8 people though.
Yeah.
And he was included.
Right.
It should be split down 7 ways. But they split it down 8 ways. Do you see what I'm saying?
just gonna say you guys definitely deserve 5 diapers, by the way.
Yo, so many diapers is coming up because
You guys deserve 5 diapers. Not to mention, and I wasn't gonna say this, but for those people that assume, and it's not always women that assume, because sometimes men, they'll assume it too. They'll go out and expect, because we know that we have different people. But the majority of women that do that, or men that do that, 5 diapers, you definitely deserve it.
I don't know why this might be a diaper episode.
Okay.
You just reminded me of ain't nothing people.
Wait, what?
Yo, what about the people?
What about the people?
That come to your baby shower
Okay.
dressed in the craziest clothes, like the most expensive outfit, but they don't come with they come with like a $15 gift for your baby. What about that?
Well, I'm gonna just tell you this.
Like their hair is $200 job, you know what I mean? Their shoes, they got some, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
and
I'm
they
gonna
come over like pacifiers.
some.
I mean, the gift is cool, but it's like, come on.
You think they got the money?
Yeah.
So they got the money because they got the clothes, they got the hair.
Right.
Because we live in a very superficial world for the most part, and some people just want to look nice in pictures or for their Instagram.
Baby showers cost.
By the way, you are reminding me. I think we do got more diapers. All right, we can get on that. Hold on. I don't want to forget about that. But if okay, so if you guys do got money and y'all dress up and y'all look nice, and y'all actually have the money, because some people don't really got the money.
No, you're right.
Well, some people don't got the time. They getting off work and they speeding to the baby shower and they like, oh my God, I forgot the baby gift. Well,
so those people in particular, I understand. But the people that come late to the baby shower because they're getting their hair done late, they're waiting for a specific person that's
God.
extra expensive, or the nail dude. Because now that's the new thing, the nail dude. Now they all fighting over the same person. This is...
Oh my, you just reminded me.
Yo,
you keep reminding me. You are reminding me. This we could go on and on with these diaper awards.
Yeah.
All right. The diaper award goes out to people that, if you're at a nail salon or if you're at a barber shop and you got that person waiting for 5 hours, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Whoever's doing these nails or doing the hair. Whoever's has their customers or their clients waiting there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You definitely deserve 5 diapers. You're a professional now,
right.
And you should be scheduling appointments and organizing and not monopolizing people's time,
right.
Which is insane.
See,
okay,
I think that's all just good advertisement. Show how crowded it is, and then like you gotta book appointments.
Yeah, but then you take how long? An hour on the haircut. 2 hours on the nails. Come on, I've seen it. You go to these nail salons, you walk in there, and you're like, what's going on?
Right.
Oh, I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. What? 3 hours?
Yeah.
You still waiting?
But that's a new thing now. Now everyone has their specific person that they like, and
Okay.
So I mean, I can understand.
That's why I got 4 different barbers.
Yeah.
Because I don't wait, and I go early in the morning. Oh yeah, you're not ready? Going to the next barber shop down the block. And people that know me know I do that.
I mean, I ain't risking my hair before that.
Well, I do. I take a chance. I risk my hair. I do, give somebody a chance. They mess up. I usually don't talk to them afterwards, which is terrible. But I'm so disappointed, and I'm like, wow, like you really did that.
Been in that position,
and you see how I get my hair cut by your coworkers, and then they want to do their own thing, and maybe they just can't.
Man, you bringing up,
yeah.
I got mad diapers. Let's save these.
All right, let's save them. We're gonna save them. All right, we can go on and on about the diaper awards. I did want to talk about real estate though.
All right.
So they got all these booms with these homes. There's so many homes available all over America.
Yeah, I think that's more to they calling it. I don't know if you guys have heard of the boomer era. Right. Boomer babies they call them. Now they're selling their homes and they're moving on to retiring and stuff like that. So yeah, a vast majority of baby boomers are vacating their homes, and so many available. Like, so it's just everyone now is actually gravitating towards real estate.
Well,
So now, a lot of those people, which baby boomers take a large chunk of our population in the United States, with all these homes available, the market is going to be much more competitive.
well, the thing is, I'm trying to figure out what's the projection of who's going to actually move in all these vacant homes all over America.
Well, we millennials have shown that we are the least amount of generation ever to own any homes. So I mean, we weren't set up to own homes. We're such in debt from other things. So I don't really know. I don't know what they're gonna do. But the market's so hot. It was so high at one point. Now it's dropping because no one is buying homes anymore.
That's my thing. And you only, from my experience, I see rents going up dramatically. Somebody was just telling me how their rent went up $300, which is, wow.
That's a big leap.
That's
For some
insane.
people, that's crazy.
That's really insane. The place that I managed, the rent went up, I remember, over $3,000.
Right.
Now, for a business, some people are going to be like, oh, that's a business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Maybe that's not a lot for some people.
Right.
But for someone's home where they actually, like, this is where they live, and, you know, whether their children or family members live with them or not, that's very alarming.
Well, now actually market prices have plummeted. So for rent to still be going up, that just shows that the agenda is something else.
That's what I was thinking. And I know a lot of, I would say corporate, I don't know if it's safe to say even corporate America anymore because...
Well, everyone's corporate now. Everyone has a piece of the pie. Everyone has stock. And now everyone's, has their own businesses. A lot of people say they voted for Trump his first term because his promise is to take care of the businessman. And a lot more people, I believe, than we thought are involved in businesses.
Would you say it's safer to invest in stock or open your own business?
I mean, I wouldn't really know too much because I don't have my own business. I do own some stock. It's very finicky. I don't own a whole lot, but I actually have gotten into it simply just because it was suggested to me. And I have lost, and I've gained, and I've lost, but I could still see it as if you take money off the top, you're always gonna gain. So like, let's say you put in $5, right? That's exactly what I started off with. There's nothing, right? I gained like $2.70. I took my $5 back and kept my $2 in, and I watched it shrink and grow. And in time, it grew to $7. So it's like, that's what I understand from my understanding. And from there, I started growing more and more. Now, I don't own any of my own business, but to me, it would make more sense to own a business, especially with a lot of the programs that want people to be more business savvy. Because when it comes to stock, if you lose your money, there's no gaining it back. You're at a loss. Whereas a business, you could always reinvent. You could always partner up, and those things seem a little bit more safer. But I wouldn't know personally.
Let's not forget about bonds, by the way. I just want to add that while we was talking.
Yeah, I don't own any bonds or nothing like that. But I would suggest whoever's watching to invest in stock. It's so easy now. Every app has it. Venmo, Cash App, they all have options. If you trust the Bitcoin, like everyone has it's easy access now. Acorn is a new app, and I'm not promoting these things. I could, but I ain't promoting these things. It's just the access is so easier now.
Well, I would challenge anybody that has any interest, or maybe they want to prove us wrong, which is fine.
I mean, start with $5. Like, what's $5? You use $5 on nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you might lose it, you might gain it, but it will show you the difference. And it's just, it's up to you whether you're paying attention to the market or not. You can literally just read an article every day and try to make your own prediction. That's literally what it is. And
well, I would say 2011 there were 384,000 millionaires that still live in Manhattan alone, and Tokyo, Japan was number 2 or number 1
As far as how many millionaires live there?
about how many millionaires that live in the city. And now, amazingly enough, there's almost 100 millionaires that live in Manhattan now. And actually, Tokyo, Japan is now number 3, and Hong Kong is number 2, but they're like way back there.
Well, Hong Kong is really, it's changing. It's changing to a democracy. I could imagine that they want to be more progressive. I'm not going to get too much into the details, but I've really been reading a lot on it, and it's just amazing to see the change in it, and it's actually pretty scary to see the fight back. It actually mirrors our own history, but it's, again, history can be rewritten, you know?
Right.
And, you know, unfortunately for people in Hong Kong, they only get, their social media is only from Hong Kong. And a lot of outside sources is just, so it's interesting that even in the time that we have now, information time, that it's so scarce. And even with what you spoke about in your last episode with the people getting sick with
with the black plague.
With the black plague. For people not to have more information on something so scary and devastating, it shows that as easy it is to get information, you won't hear about it unless you go looking for it.
Interesting. Which brings me to my point that I'm making. There's a reason why Manhattan has doubled their number and left the competition way behind in such a short period of time. And that is stocks and that is bonds. And there's only a certain group of people that actually only deal in stock and bonds. And the prediction is if people don't take heed to what's being said, whether it's by me or others, and don't think how important it truly is to be able to get ahead financially, and I would say, and I could say stay in the race, which that all depends on how or what's important to people.
Well, I would attribute that to more people getting involved in the stock exchange. But to me, it's a waiting game. It's basically literally like knowing when to pull out. So let's say I invest $5 and I buy a specific, I buy this marker, right? And the value of this marker could either rise or fall. But since more people are buying into markers, it's gonna rise. The value is gonna rise. Eventually, right, something better than this marker is gonna come out. It's gonna be a marker from Eraser, and this is gonna plummet. You know what I'm saying? So
Got it.
It's about knowing when this is gonna come out, so you can sell your marker. You know what I'm saying? Before this marker is worth.
Pretty good example.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
a lot of people are actually afraid that, you know, the market has grown so much in such a short period of time that when it does crash, it's going to be another
I
recession.
mean, hey, look, you know what? People are going to always be afraid of anything that's new.
So that's what, that's what you're up against. You rather you let fear control you. You know, you play the game, and that's what's going on. I believe it's just on such a grander scale than just.
You guys have no idea what I was privy to in regards to bonds, just bonds. We're not even talking about stocks. The things that I've seen with my own 2 eyes, and I would just say that bonds is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It would always be a big deal, and certain people know that.
Right.
And there's always going to be new products coming out. Technology is always going to advance. You know, the cell phone is the perfect example of technology. Any technology now could literally be put inside your phone that you make phone calls from. That's just the tip of the iceberg. And now let's talk about movies.
All right.
Have you heard of 21 Bridges?
With Chadman, the guy from Black Panther.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's getting enough press or enough notoriety.
I gotta get his name. We gotta know.
Yeah, he's such a new actor. We just know him as the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know,
Did you see the movie?
I did not see the movie, but and you know, it's funny how with everyday life and everything that is going on in the world,
Right.
if it's not out there in your face, if it's not advertised, you kind of like forget about it.
Right.
And it costs a lot of money to advertise, to remind you this movie's coming out. Especially 21 Bridges is not a franchise. It's not like Endgames. Speaking of
It's an
Endgames,
original movie.
Endgames made that movie.
Right.
It looks great. It's about a police detective. And 21 Bridges, I won't give away the whole thing. I did see some previews, and basically, it looks like an inside job with New York Police Department doing some type of heist, and the detective realizes the only way to catch whoever did this is to close off all tunnels, block tunnels, whether it's 21 tunnels, right? To block off if it's the Metro North. Don't make sure there's police officers actually in the tunnels to make sure nobody gets away. And that has to be an exciting. That has to be an exciting movie.
Do you think that's possible for one man to make that call?
I think it's probably
That's a
impossible
lot of control
I think it's impossible for a police department,
Right.
Detective to make that call.
Right.
I think that would be more of a National Guard situation.
Right.
There's a lot of, I'm gonna say, when I say powerful people, I mean people with a lot of money. There's people with a lot of money that it's like, oh yeah, I got so much money. It's the same thing as I have power. I'm a politician. You're not gonna lock me in here. I'm gonna get in my helicopter and I'm out of here. Kind of thing. So no, I don't think it's possible. I don't think a detective can close off New York City. And if it does happen, I'll be very surprised.
That's scary. But
Not to
I'm
mention,
excited to see.
I'm not trying to take anything away from the movie, but I'm sure people probably jump in the water and swim to the next borough or something.
I mean, we seen that in with I Am Legend.
Well, yeah,
I mean, a lot of people didn't make it though.
Well,
That's a swim, man.
that is a swim, and not for nothing, the current is pretty strong.
I ain't doing it, man.
It's the
I'm gonna
water's
take my
cold.
chances with the zombies.
Okay. That's funny.
Nah, but I'm definitely, gonna watch that movie. I've seen it a couple times, and you're right. I didn't see a lot of previews, but I did see it in the movies. But it stuck out to me.
Wait, you
because
saw
it's-
it?
No. I seen the trailer.
Okay, all right.
It stuck out to me. I like original movies. It's probably a retelling. I don't know,
Okay.
but I like original ideas. It does seem very original to me. It might be the reverse, like you said, an inside job, or it might be that's what they're leading us to believe. I don't really know, but his acting is pretty good. I do have a question though.
What's that?
What's with all these UK people playing American people? UK actors playing American people. You even notice that?
Yeah,
Like a lot of the leads to TV shows. Like one of my favorite shows out right now is called Snowfall. It's about a young black teen that starts to sell drugs in Compton. It's a great show. It's an amazing show to me, and you should definitely check it out. He's not even American. He's not American. His accent isn't really that convincing to me.
Do you think maybe there's not enough black actors to?
Well, is that true? I don't know that to be true.
I mean,
For whatever reason, like every leading role that's popping up, original shows, FX to HBO, it's a lot of UK. Are they just that much better actors than us? That even with their accent, which is not even nothing close to someone from Compton, which is his performance is great actually, but he's not convincing to me.
Right.
It's just weird. Why is that? You think you might have an idea?
Well, I think Hollywood has they have their own world, I would say. And which leads me also to think of Tyler Perry and what he's doing in Atlanta. He has a huge studio, biggest studio ever, from my understanding.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's named a lot of his studio names after black artists or black actors or
people from history.
We have, I believe it's Will Smith Sound Studios.
That's dope. I didn't know that. 100%.
Which I'm looking forward to planning a trip real soon
That's
to go to
it.
Atlanta to of course to support Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry's name to me makes me think of Oprah. Why is that? That's
Well, Oprah was a huge influence in his life. I think he was working as a janitor, and Oprah Winfrey was walking past, and he got enough courage up to approach her. And I think that was the beginning of it.
wow. I didn't know that. I just be making fun of Tyler Perry's movies, but it takes nothing away from him. He's a genius.
Well, yeah, clearly he's a genius. He
He's
has
definitely ahead of his. He's definitely
I
a thinker.
appreciate. You know what I appreciate about Tyler Perry is that he shows people not to be afraid. And
That's dope.
by the way, in Atlanta, they have a sign, and I think it says Tyler Perry's way or something like that,
Right.
where he said he would promise he'd put his name up on one of the highway signs and stuff like that.
Right.
Um,
I mean, in regards to the whole Oprah thing,
yeah.
I don't really know what Oprah has done. I can't really say one thing that she has done. But for whatever reason, Tyler Perry, I guess to my generation, he would be our Oprah from someone that started from nowhere. Not nowhere, but you know, as a janitor, you said, but to be where he's at now, like that story is like our Oprah from our generation.
Well, see, the whole thing with TV, you know, TV is very tricky because, you know, you have Oxygen where Oprah has some influence over viewers in regards to what they visually see. And I know Bill Cosby wanted to buy one of the networks, I believe it was NBC.
You see that?
And then you see what happened with him, and I'm not saying that is related or not related,
Right.
it's just a very strange coincidence.
See, yeah, I mean, to me, those things ain't coincidence, man.
Well,
Like, for example, like, you know Monique, right? This is
Yeah.
actually perfect to talk about. Monique, the comedian,
Yes.
she is suing Netflix because they offered her $500,000 for a special, versus they offered a couple other comedians within the same range of, you know, comedic talent, I guess, tons more than her. So now she's suing them, and all she has to do is prove that her audience is the same amount as the next. I'm not gonna say her name, but I mean, to me that's an easy case. But it's just
Well, let's see how that goes. And I would say, like, whoever controls television, what we watch, controls the way we think. And I'm just going to say, when you said, I don't know what Oprah has done, and I know some people are like, what do you mean, Oprah? What do you mean what she's done? Okay, I get that, guys. I get that.
I love that though. Educate me, man. I
The
love
thing is that Oprah has made it made people visually see that a black person and a black woman is successful financially.
No, in that regard, I definitely acknowledge that. But I can't say, like, I couldn't say, like, Jay-Z is a business mogul, you know what I'm saying? Because certain decisions he made with Rock Nation and, you know what I mean, with stock and the Nets and stuff like that. Or 50 Cent sold vitamin water, you know, like certain things that people, I can identify what has launched them.
Well, her show, it was her talk show. I do recall the topics. A lot of the topics weren't necessarily positive topics about black males, but
Yeah, I heard
I feel
about
it was
Black
necessary.
Backlash,
I feel it was necessary for her to get to from there to where she's at now.
So the conversation to be had was definitely, like, at least a conversation is being had, basically.
Well, I don't think anyone touches on it. I think I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I'm the first person that ever dared to say something like that.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, but I think I don't think she would have, her or anyone that represents her that actually has intelligence would see that coming from a negative place.
Well, sometimes you have to sacrifice to get to the next level.
Meat, nitty gritty.
I mean, hey, look, and then there's some truths in a lot of the things,
Right.
but it's not how did we get here in the first place? the root of it is one situation that hasn't necessarily been addressed. But what I can tell you now is it has been addressed.
Right.
And she has addressed these situations.
Right.
Once she got to a level where, okay, we can't stop you, she's definitely helped many, many people.
Right. And that goes back to the Jay-Z thing where it's a lot of people, and that's a whole nother topic.
Right.
The Colin Kaepernick situation.
Hi, Oprah.
I mean, we could shout out to Oprah's new slippers. She has some microwavable slippers now.
Really? What do you mean microwave?
She got, look it up. She got some slippers you can put in a microwave. And
get them warm?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, that reminds me. So George Foreman has a special cream that he puts on like old wounds, or certain parts of your body that hurt. George Foreman just came out with something like that.
That's just George Foreman. It's special cream.
One of the best boxes of all time, by the way.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Top 5.
Top 5?
I would say.
You gotta have a whole episode on top 5 boxes.
Top 5 boxes?
Sugar, Tyson, Ali.
I mean,
Floyd.
I don't mind doing it.
Jones.
And we talked about them before, but I'll just say this: no one's ever done what Floyd, George Foreman's ever done. No one's ever stopped boxing for like 15 years, come back and win a championship. Right. I can say safely that he's one of the best boxers of all time.
All right, we got for that. We're gonna have a whole thing on that. But shout out to George Foreman.
And shout out to George Foreman Grill, guys. Keep buying that, by the way.
Yeah, I need to get one of those. I used to make burgers on those.
Them joints is nice.
Speaking of burgers,
what's that?
I see Dunkin' Donuts now has a breakfast sandwich with vegan burger.
Dunkin' Donuts, I tried it. It's actually good. It was good. It was good. Yeah.
See, Dunkin' Donuts.
I know.
Vegan burgers. To me, it's like I don't want.
You don't want to be lost in the sauce. You did predict it.
Everybody's gonna put their little thing in.
They smart. Wait a minute. I went to I forget the name of the place. It's just a regular type of, I don't know, Kennedy Fried. It wasn't Kennedy Fried. It was another place.
Kentucky Fried.
No, it was something. I went in there,
Texas,
and they had a vegan burger in there. And I was like, okay,
Texas Deluxe. So I tried the.
I think it was Texas something. That's the funny thing. Yeah. The process.
They popping up all over, man. They're not even from Texas. They just like, let's just say South State.
I just want to say this, and I could be wrong about this, and I don't know if I'm going to be disappointed or not, but I did hear that the Burger King Impossible Burger, which I've eaten, had some residue. I made it a lot. No, I didn't eat it a lot.
You eat it for breakfast.
Yeah, and I stopped eating ever since I got. Well, first off, T.I. was talking about it having meat in it, and I was just thinking, and I remember somebody saying, "Well, maybe they just brushed it off, like, or they just trying the meat companies are trying to discredit the veggie burgers because it's taking money from them, but then somebody's taking them to court now." Because they're saying it has the residue of the meat inside of it, and that is true. That is terrible. Oh my gosh!
I mean, that comes down to the practices of the individual restaurant. Maybe they're like, I don't want to turn on both machines because I have to clean them both, and only once in a while someone comes in and orders the sandwich.
Yeah, I get it. I guess they're gonna cook the burger, and I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know how it works.
And I don't want to be like the propaganda starting type of person at all. I just want to talk about real things, and that could be a real thing as well, and I hope that is not the case.
But see, that's the problem with not having your own resources. You can't just take the sandwich and bring it to a lab and say, can you test this for me?